Can I see that again?
How does it make you feel if someone's like, I'm not a climber?
Sad. That's like, what does it mean to be a real climber? It's like, do you go climbing? Then you're a real climber.
A regular Saturday does not look the same as when you go out when there's a Flash Foxy crew at the crag.
You still get people being like, you do this? Like, oh, you
Do you know what that climb is?
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
You don't have to like follow some rules that somebody else arbitrarily made up. You can come out here and like just like be unapologetically yourself.
My name is Marian, or Marian, or May. I use they, she pronouns and prefer they.
My name is Lou, and my pronouns are they, them, or he, him.
I'm gonna flake the rope. I got into the outdoors later in life. I fell in love with gym climbing, and then I ended up going outside and realized how wild and scary and freeing outdoor climbing was.
I started climbing in 2015 in Brooklyn. I started bouldering. I like initially got into it just because I really liked the movement. As soon as I like convinced someone to teach me to trad climb, I like got really obsessed with that. Two years ago, I moved into an SUV and my mom was like, how long are you gonna do that? That looks pretty tight. And I was like, I don't know, we'll see what happens.
I came to the Gunks and wanted to learn how to trad climb, and all the guides that I were meeting were white cis dudes, and I was like, well, I don't belong here. That's when I met Lou.
For me, a lot of my climbing journey lined up with like my trans journey too. I first heard about Flash Foxy when I was bouldering at Brooklyn Boulders, and I saw Shalma from afar with a bunch of really cool looking ladies. And I was like, I'm trans, I don't know if that's for me. And then I saw them change their mission statement, and that was cool.
When they moved to the campground, they told me that they applied to work for Flash Foxy. And I was like, what? That's rad? Like,
I didn't have anywhere to go without Flash Foxy. It literally like gave me some places to like land, and then like also gave me the opportunity to like remain employed while continuing to travel around.
All right. Okay, is everybody ready? Yes. For the warmest day of their lives.
I really like to help people get to a movement or an emotional state that they didn't think they could do. And like watching people's like little lights change and be like, actually, I could do stuff with my body.
You get to do activities. My favorite. My carabiner is locked.
when I started trad climbing, I was still like, I'm not a real climber. People are gonna see me, see this bigger body and say, that person doesn't have the skills because they are bigger bodied. And I was really nervous about that.
I don't know about this.
And I think that like part of what Marian and I are out here doing is like trying to give people permission to be whatever type of climber they are.
Welcome everybody to the 2023 Flash Foxy Trad Fest. Yay!
Flash Foxy has helped like introduce me to like a lot more people who are living a lot more different kinds of lives. Being in like our Flash Foxy spaces and being like, oh shit, here's like 400 people who are all like doing weird variations of life of all different kinds. Like some of them have nuclear families and are married, and like other people are also like poly and nomadic.
Flash Foxy has impacted me in a way where I can learn how to be authentically myself without apologizing. I want other people to feel that within a space that I'm helping to create.
We are out here right now in North Conway, taking up so much space.
I think they bring a playfulness. I think they bring a joy. I think Blue and May are really redefining how we find our relationship with climbing, what we define that by, and that it can be playful and serious at the same time.
Maybe Flash Foxy won't exist in the next 30 years because there's diversity in the outdoors. Until then, spaces like this are really important.
Hopefully, like with more organizations continuing to help people get outside, the more people that can bring their friends out who look like them and live like them. And then like it snowballs, I think, really, really quickly and like creates a big impact for like what people can imagine.
I like fall. I love fall.
It's really pretty.